Okay, there is so much to unpack in these two sentences. I would not have known what sin was had it not been for the law. For I would not have known what coveting really was if the law had not said, "You shall not covet." But sin, seizing the opportunity afforded by the commandment, produced in me every kind of coveting. The author, Paul, keeps hitting you over the head with these really potent sentences that have so much depth. The most interesting part to me is this: but sin, seizing the opportunity afforded by the commandment, produced in me every kind of coveting. Okay, two thoughts from my brain. Thought number one, he describes sin as some independent entity, an opportunistic, clever, evil spirit that will do anything and use any tool to drive you down the wrong path. And this is not the only time Paul describes it like this. Later on in verse 20, he says, "Now if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but the sin living in me that does it." And I think this is to emphasize how helpless we are against our own evil nature. Like, you can't brute force discipline your way out of this. And that kind of ties into the previous chapter about how our sinful nature, our sin, had to die on the cross with Jesus. Like, that had to be put to death. Thought number two, knowledge is not enough. It's easy to accidentally equate intelligence with moral superiority. Obviously not the case. I could list a million examples, but there's a lot of very intelligent people who have done very evil things. But maybe more importantly, the takeaway is that simply understanding what is wrong, like what is evil, does not make you immune to it or immune to the temptations. If anything, it can act like a trigger. Like, once you realize your moral failings, you realize how difficult it is to stop, how difficult it is to want to stop. Verse 15 kind of sums it up. I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do, but I hate what I do. I don't have any conclusions here. Like, intellectually, I understand that the law is meant to be a mirror to reveal to ourselves our sinful nature, but I can't help but wonder, why bother? Especially if the law acts like a trigger to sin more. Why not just skip to the part where Jesus comes and defeats the sinful nature for us? Why did they have to go through all this? I can sort of explain the concept, like, intellectually, but it doesn't sit true in my soul. Like, it doesn't resonate with me yet. There's something that's still I still feel unsettled about this for some reason. But hey, that's why I'm reading this book. Hopefully I'll figure it out one day. And if you want to join me on this journey, just hit subscribe and I'll see you on the next one.